Breaking news, a prominent Chico couple was killed in a fiery plane crash near Kansas City, Missouri.
And those forgotten people, mostly in the inland counties of this state, they have no voice.
In Northern California, Assemblyman James Gallagher thinks splitting California is the only way to make sure that regions have fair representation. Plus, Glenn Medical Center set a date to close down its hospital and emergency room, what it means for patients and employees.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a Chico businessman and pilot was killed along with his wife today when their plane crashed outside of Kansas City, Missouri. A statement released this afternoon by Speltz Wealth Management confirmed that its president and founder, Mark Speltz, and his wife, Vicki, died in the crash. They were the only two on board, according to the sheriff's office there. This is near the Midwest National Air Center in Mosby, Missouri. The sheriff's office in Clay County, Missouri says the Cessna 340 went down in a soybean field and was fully engulfed in flames. Incidentally, you're seeing video here of Speltz speaking to the Chico City Council just last week. He was in the middle of a dispute with the city of Chico regarding a hangar lease at the Chico airport. Now, the FAA and NTSB are investigating the cause of today's crash. Also breaking, right now firefighters have stopped forward progress of a vegetation fire burning in Anderson. According to the unofficial reporting site, Watch Duty, this fire started around 2:15 near the Parkville Road north of Ash Creek Road. There were no evacuations. The CAL FIRE says it burned 15 acres and crews will stay on scene to make sure it's completely out. The Glenn Medical Center announced it will be officially closing out its emergency room and hospital services October 21st. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe shows us the impact it will have on the community.
The hospital and emergency room at the Glenn Medical Center will shut down after 25 years due to the center's renewal of its critical care license being denied, all because of a new rezoning process, where the current center is now deemed too close to the Colusa Medical Center.
It's devastating. Everybody knows everyone. Someone comes into the emergency room, there's somebody here at this hospital who is related to that person or knows them personally. We have worked together here at this hospital for a very long time. The community and the people who work here are absolutely devastated. Without this service, there will be a lot of loss of lives. There will be loss of stability for those who have worked here their entire lives.
Some services will be sticking around on the site for a short time, but about 250 staff members will be impacted, and admin are working to get staff new jobs in the surrounding area. Ford says that medical records and clinic services will still be available after October 21st, but will likely relocate in the coming months, but there's no timeline yet on when. Reporting in Willows, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Assistant ER nurse Bradley Ford, who you just saw there, says this will impact response times, and it's estimated that the morbidity rate of heart attack patients will go up 10%. That's an estimate, and patients suffering from a stroke will go up 15%. Now a live look from the Alert California Antelope Eagle Lake camera over Lassen County. Wow, all right, let's get the conditions right now. And we can see the conditions there still looking like possible thunderstorm activity.
Yeah,
Howie.
a lot of thunderstorm activity in the Sierra, Allen. Thus, we have a flash flood warning until 8 o'clock p.m. all along the Sierra. With all of these storms, you're seeing lightning hit after lightning hit. Now, hopefully, a lot of these lightning hits are within the wet core of the storm, not miles away in the dry areas. The rain has the chance then of putting itself, the fire that could be started, put those out. And then to the north, we're seeing a lot of strong storms. So really, if you're from Mount Shasta towards the east and then going south down either way, you can go north or south in the Sierra, the Cascades, or to the south, you're looking at strong storms or a lot of thunderstorm activity. You want to be very weather aware if you are in these higher elevations, while the valley right now, crystal clear and on the dry side. And once again, talked about that flood advisory. We have areas of flash flooding. So if you are up there, you want to remember, turn around, don't drown. Okay, flood flash flood. That's a flash flood warning. I'm sorry about that. Here is the flash flood warning area. I don't know why they had that graphic up. Flash flood warning. Now the red flags, okay, they're still up there, and these are contingent upon the storms, which we are seeing in the area. Back down to the valley, temperatures on the average side, for the most part right now, in the mid-90s. We are going to see a weakening and a lessening of these storms, even in the mountains, as we move ahead, and warmer temperatures. We'll talk all about that in a few minutes, Alan.
Okay, thanks, Howie. Chico State closed the Langdon Engineering Center today after an unexpected late summer rainstorm that we all experienced as well caused what officials describe as significant water intrusion. Action News Now reporter Jerry O'Lennon was on campus this morning with a look at what happened, why it happened, and how classes will be impacted.
Cleanup crews arrived around 5 a.m. to mop up water inside the Langdon Engineering Center, which houses several engineering and computer science programs. The closure comes just 3 days into the fall semester.
This is a really unfortunate disruption to what is otherwise a really exciting time for us. We've got students everywhere, and we're just working to make sure that this doesn't impact the great experience we know that they're going to have.
Tuesday night, a storm struck while crews were repairing the building's roof, leading to extensive water damage.
It is not standard for Chico to get a rainstorm of that caliber this time of year. I think it took us all by surprise, and because it came as late as it did last night, we weren't prepared. We were ready to continue with construction on the roof today.
University officials said damage assessments are underway and some classrooms could reopen as soon as Thursday. For many on campus, the focus is on keeping the semester on track despite the unexpected setback. At Chico State, Jerry O'Lennon, Action News Now.
Faculty has the discretion to hold classes on Zoom, and students are encouraged to check on the status of their classes through email. With Democrats' push to get a redistricting proposal on the ballot for a California special election, State Assembly Republican leader James Gallagher is pitching an idea of splitting California into 2 states. Gallagher's resolution would include more than 10 million Californians from Northern California, the Sierra Nevada, as well as the Central Valley and Inland Empire counties. Sacramento, Yolo, and Solano counties would be part of the separate state that is more coastal. In a news conference this morning, Gallagher said the change would serve the, quote, forgotten people of California.
I have introduced AGR 23 to say, you know what, we want our own state. Because there's 2 fundamental things, 2 fundamental American values. Representation, that we should have a voice, at least someone who can represent us in government and speak for us. And if you're going to strip us of that with this partisan gerrymander that takes us down to 7% representation in this state, then we have lost our representation.
Gallagher said representation for people inland could be completely stripped if voters approve Proposition 50 to temporarily redraw congressional districts ahead of the midterm elections. A representative for Governor Newsom's office said, in part, this is a stunt that will go nowhere. The Chico-based Woodsy Sunglasses store is set to close its doors for good by the end of September. Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa shows us how this closure is part of a growing trend.
I've had a blast. I'm truly sad to leave, because I loved all the people.
After nearly a decade on West 2nd and Main Street, Woodsy Sunglasses will close its store in downtown Chico. The business, started downtown by a Chico State alum, has seen success not only locally, but also worldwide, with large brands turning to Woodsy owner Luke Winter to design custom sunglasses. But despite the local love, Winter decided to close the storefront now that his kids are in college and out of the house, to enter into a soft retirement. Winter will no longer run the downtown Chico store, but he will continue to maintain the business online and work with brands to make custom sunglasses. Winter says he feels lucky to be in a position to retire, thanks to the support from the community over the years.
It's sad, but I'm happier to ride off into the sunset and be able to, so it feels good. And I owe it all to Chico. This is where it started, and this is where I had a lot of support. And even for 3 years, I was making them here in Chico. So Chico's been good. I love Chico. Raised my kids here. My wife, born and raised. So Chico's my home.
And while Winter's decision to close the downtown storefront was not made due to a lack of business, the closure is part of a growing trend of businesses leaving downtown Chico. Woodsy Sunglasses closing comes just months after Collier Hardware and Smoke and Moe's Barbecue closed their doors due to struggles caused by the COVID-19 pandemic shutdowns and rising costs. Officials at the Downtown Chico Business Association say that mom-and-pop shops closing is a nationwide problem, not a downtown Chico one. But it is an issue they are working to resolve by helping local businesses.
Our job at the Downtown Chico Business Association is to bring the community downtown to help our retailers thrive. Some of the ways that we do this is we have the Taste of Downtown coming up. That is going to feature all restaurants and pubs.
In Chico, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
The Downtown Chico Business Association will hold its next event to bring community members into downtown September 7th. The Almond Bowl car giveaway kickoff is underway right now, and we'll take you live to Pleasant Valley High School to show you what you could win and how you can win it. Plus, why historic Haas Farm had to cancel one of its biggest attractions of the year.